So it's come down to this. What do we got here? Your kiss. Boom. We got that coming. We got that coming. Epsilon theory. What the fuck is that? Now let's let people know. We're in pound LRH. Topic. Boom. Science fiction editing. Discussion. Editing. 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 Oh, we got you. Fucking. Let's get that over to there. And then here we are. All right. Oh, shit. I'm already seeing shots coming through. Oh, shout out to Chad Caesar right there. Yeah, thanks for the call on the show last night. Oh, yeah, it's a wild show. I don't know if you heard the call with the patent attorney, but Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ in a chicken basket. That was a serious call that went down right there. So I got a little bit of good news. One, the deli near me has the kind of muffins that I like again. These are real good. They only have those sometimes. I think they're like grapefruit and cream cheese or some weird flavor combination. The guy tells me they're raspberry, but there's nothing raspberry about these fucking muffins. Anyhow, they're real good. And they run out of them for like weeks at a time, which is good because my fat ass doesn't need to eat more muffins. But just the same, we got 5,000 subs on the Real Politics Discord. Cool. Yeah, we just need to put out more content and get you up to the 80,000 minutes or whatever of viewing, and then you can monetize. So good job. Yeah, let's do another fucking debate or something like that. I'm like eager to try my hand at moderating a debate. But you know, just between you and I, like that guy that you were talking to, the one who was like Jay Dyer, is just like he just leaves the fucking chat. He's not any part of that. By the way, you should apologize if you can to Jay for subjecting him to that asshole. But that guy just seemed like kind of like a fucking creepy stalker. You know what I mean? Whew. You could ask. I'm like, would you say that you're hounding him? And you just got the vibes that he was real annoying. Oh, fucking come to New York, man. It's great here. I love it. Though if you live in a modern European city, this place is a shithole. Ask yourself has a giant following too. Yeah, I got bad vibes from that dude, man. Really and truly. He's not a guy that I would want to have over for dinner. I could tell right away. Whereas I like Jay. You know, if Jay doesn't. I don't think Jay likes me, but that's okay. I would talk more with that pastor dude. He seemed fascinating. Like some of his takes were real hot. What else have we got going on right there? Oh, hold on. Somebody's messaging me. Good morning. Oh. That's nice of them. There's people checking to make sure that I'm okay. What do we got here? But yeah, he's a child. I think that's kind of fucking fair, honestly. Yeah, let's throw something else together. I'm enjoying life at the moment. It's a good time to put together some kind of content, something groundbreaking. 200 in voice chat listening. Yeah. I mean, I don't blame you for trying. I just got the sense that that guy, ask yourself, he's not a good person. You know what I mean? I don't know if you feel me, but like sometimes people just rub me the wrong way, and I'm like, I don't know about this fucking dude, you know? And I definitely felt that in this case. But life is for the living, and let us begin with our edit. He's a vegan? Yeah, that's usually a bad sign, because it means that somebody is like relatively unrealistic about the world that they inhabit right there. Um, so veganism is like an ethical stance, essentially. It's like, I want to create as little suffering as I can in the world. And it just belies the fact that every instant that you're alive, you're crushing the ever-living shit out of millions of creatures. Every breath you take, you're murdering bacteria in droves. Every step that you take is on land that was forcibly reclaimed from countless other forms of life that would like to have it. Like life on this earth is necessarily combinatorial. And I do think that we'll get to a spot where animal farming is basically just no longer seen as viable. I do think that we'll get to a spot where we'll start realizing, hey, like elephants, gorillas, whales, these are sentient beings. And the idea of hunting them is abhorrent. Definitely like a lot of forms of higher life, even like parrots. The fuck are we doing to parrots? Putting them in cages? And, these are smart birds. But yeah, like I unconsciously recoil at any kind of bondage or servitude. That said, in the current environment, like a vegan diet is not a super healthy diet for the vast majority of people. Two, it's just, these people are fucking insufferable with their holier than thou nonsense. If they lived their lives like Jane's, and gave up all their material possessions and walked sweeping the street in front of them so that they didn't step on ants and filtered their water and did all that good Jane shit where they wouldn't even eat honey or whatever, I'm okay with that. If you guys want to live at that level of poverty, I have some respect for Janes, but the vast majority of these people that come across as vegans, if you really look at their life, they're utter hypocrites in some aspect of it because it's impossible to live to that standard for most people. So Chad says, I tried an Impossible Whopper. It was gross. Well, how were the tits, though? Did you enjoy the estrogen coursing through your veins? Like that would be like the big fucking turn on for me, getting a real set of Whoppers. All right, enough of this racist blather. Boom. It's like the gong signifying the beginning of editing right here. We did good editing work yesterday. It was a good chapter. I think like a lot of the Sarah chapters are going to be some of the more likable chapters in this book. Here's another interesting character who's often paired with Sarah in the book there. The mind reader and the woman who can see electricity. I mean, when you think about it, all that we really are is just clusters of biochemical electrical activity happening. That's it. We're just like, that's the divine spark right there. Neurons pitter-pattering back and forth, activation thresholds and dendrites and all that good shit going ham up in your skull. So let me see. Jigsaw across the room. I can see he says, sorry, that came out wrong. I meant to say, you ain't black. Whew, Biden. What is this character doing? That I wish it would give people like any reason whatsoever why they could vote for him. He's really like the only thing that I've seen thus far from him is a promise that he won't directly raise my taxes because I don't make over $400,000 a year. But the other guy's not going to raise your fucking taxes either, for the most part. He's just going to run the world into the ground. And then we'll all die. And then we won't have to worry about taxes. Here we go. So this is Lemon Maybe and the Electric Lady by Zak Zyz. Chapter 27. And I'm hoping that I can do a little work on getting started on the audiobook for Space Tards today. Because it's high time, and it's just going to get hotter and hotter as the summer goes on. So I need to hop to work. I should have been doing this all fucking winter long, but I didn't. So chapter 27, Actual Angels. This says 2.3, 8:44 a.m. in Chelsea of Manhattan. These people, these beautiful people. Gary's died and gone to heaven. A host of angels are wheeling around him, checking his vitals, changing his IV, emptying his bedpan. These wonderful people. Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. All around him, deep wells of hurt, sucking pits of terror. All around him are human beings who have become sucking pits of terror. Pain so thick nothing else can get through. Suffering morphine can't drown. Let's take out fear. Pain so thick nothing else can get through. Suffering even morphine can't drown. The lashing out, drowning kind of fear that wants to take everything else with it. I like that. Yeah. Not a lot of... I like that for like a couple paragraphs. Like that all makes sense. I don't need these minor edits. I like it. It's not just the knives plunging again and again into Gary's own chest. There's also, let's just say knives twisting. Plunging again and again is a little bit, It's not just the knives twisting in Gary's chest. There's also a lead hornet buzzing in his leg, stinging him over and over again. His ribs are broken. He's concussed and his blood is poison. He's thrown up everything he has to give and the nausea won't let him stop. Every breath seems harder to pull. There's something bloated and horrible inside of him. His hand is a throbbing mess of hurt, and he can't move his legs. Can't move everything. He has to lie there and take it all the pain of the whole emergency ward. Gary has to lie there and take it all the pain of the whole emergency ward. Gary has to lie there and take all the pain of the whole emergency ward. He feels the black flooding in when the cold claims one of them, the emptiness where they used to be like a missing tooth. But the suffering is only smoke, fog at the feet of the mountain. A black backdrop for the white shining stars that orbit around the ward, tending the wretched. Tending, soothing, giving care, giving a shit. Giving succor, giving care, giving a shit. Let's... Like that we had to look up yeshiva camp. I'm a little worried that succor is redundant with giving succor, giving a shit, giving themselves. That's the part he can't get over. Gary can feel all their petty annoyances, the unworthy thoughts. Gary can feel all their petty annoyances and unworthy thoughts. They have all the same ugly little twists he's seen in everyone else. These bright and shining people actually care about others and want to help them. The woman who flits by him sees how fat and ugly she is, but she wants him to live anyway. Day after day for years she's been here, neck deep in the misery. The damaged and dying have clawed her life away from her. They've sucked away her time, her energy, in an endless pleading stream of need. She's still here. She should hate him, should wish him dead the instant he was wheeled through the doors. She doesn't. Actual angels. Gary is too weak to move. He's trapped here. It doesn't bother him. He feels grateful. Ever since he began to read people, he's avoided anything close to a hospital. He was afraid of the pain and misery, afraid it would overwhelm him. He feared it would overwhelm him. Now he's here in the belly of the beast, and he hasn't felt so thankful, so at peace since he was a child. He thought it would destroy him, but now he lays there. He thought it would destroy him. But now, here he lies, veins coursing with nitroglycerin, thinking it's the best thing that could have happened to him. He knows he's fucked up his life and he wants to be better. Gary knows he's fucked up his life and he wants to be better. He wants another chance. Nice. So just, by the way, chapters I think get much shorter for the most part there. Let's see. 27. I think we're going to try and do one more chapter if it's not too long. Because that's just 481 words. I'd like to get through at least 1,000 today. Ooh, oh no, it's a maybe chapter. Oh, no, but it is indeed a maybe. Okay, so this is chapter 28. What do we got right here? 2.4, 10.51, or 10:51 a.m. and in Midtown. So, why did I spend so long on the street? Months of squatting in apartments and swiping tiny shit from bodegas like an idiot. The whole time, all he had to do was walk into a bank. Maybe spent months squatting in empty apartments and swiping food from bodegas like an idiot. The whole time, all he had to do was walk into a bank. He pats his lucky army jacket. It's a bit too light for the weather outside, but it has what he needs. A lot of pockets. Pockets that are bulging right now. Each stack is $10,000. He has 9 stacks. He has 9 stacks of bills. He would have 10, but he ducked into the employee bathroom to check the bills. He would have 10, but he ducked into the employee bathroom to check. Sure enough, one of the stacks of bills was hollowed out. Inside of it was a security pack. A white bladder hooked up to a little box which he figured was the explosive charge, and a radio tag to set the whole works off. It's pretty well done. You can feel the stack is different once you know what to look for, but it fooled him in the vault. Maybe he's wearing surgical gloves and he has a nylon stocking cap over his head. Not to hide his face, but to keep from leaving any of his hair behind. It's probably a stupid precaution, but last night... Yeah, fucking beach ball. While he was planning this out this morning, he got the idea. Oh, he got the idea into his head? Well, he was planning this. Yeah, it's a rough chapter right there. Jesus. Maybe he has an irrational fear the government will pull his DNA off a stray hair or eyelash and somehow use it to track him down. He imagines the feds using the robbery as leverage to let's just make it the CIA. I want to have the CIA mentioned in every fucking book that I put out. Off a stray hair or an eyelash and somehow use it to track him down. He imagines the CIA using the robbery as leverage to make him do all kinds of shit he doesn't want to do. All right, so maybe he's wearing surgical gloves and has a nylon stocking. Maybe he's wearing surgical gloves and a nylon stocking over his head, not to hide his face, but to keep from leaving any of his hair behind. It's probably a stupid precaution, but why not? He has an irrational fear the government will pull his hair off He has an irrational fear the government will pull his DNA off a stray hair or an eyelash and somehow use it to track him down. He imagines the CIA using the robbery as leverage to make him do all kinds of shit he doesn't want to. To control him. Some sinister agent in mirrored glasses giving him an assassination target, reminding him he's got a homing chip implanted and he can't get away. Maybe he watches too much television. He's actually curious if the dye pack will go off. No, so there's a but he's listening to Lemon's advice. He's in the employee bathroom right now, checking his haul. Yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of places where we just lapse into the wrong tense. But he's read these things can sometimes have tear gas in them, and he doesn't want to ruin his lucky jacket, even if no one will ever see it. I like that. That's a very... it's just important to get, like, some of these... this kid is 14 years old, man. Think of all the stupid shit that you thought when you were, like, 14 years old. Like the Drake is a good band or some shit like that. Ugh. Impossible. But yeah, you know what I'm fucking saying. Kids are dumb. Kids are real dumb. I was a dumb kid once. Now I'm a dumb man. Like, funny how that go. Instead, he throws the trap money in the garbage. Then he wets a bunch of paper towels and throws them on top. He makes certain his hands and shoes are dry so he doesn't drip or leave footprints during his escape. This is the part he's worried about, that they'll notice the money's gone, lock the whole place down, and do a sweep. But outside in the hall, everything seems normal. There's laughter and TV sounds coming from the break room. It smells like someone's microwaving fish in bold defiance of the "no fish in the microwave, please" printout festooned with, oh, that's too much. There's an update on the television about the JFK plane crash, and their voices hush as they turn their attention to it. Maybe slips past the doorway while they're all glued to the set, pausing to look at the screen himself. Uniformed men are swarming all over the blasted shell of Terminal 5. There are ambulances and fire trucks all over the tarmac. They have heavy equipment everywhere trying to dig people out. It warns them of the graphic... They cut to a shot of a little kid missing a leg getting wheeled away in a stretcher. The kid isn't moving. Somehow that's worse than if he was bawling his eyes out. The shot cuts to people sobbing outside the terminal. The news anchors are going on about how fucked up everything is because of the crash. There are shots of impossibly long lines at ticket counters, people camped out on benches. He shakes his head at the TV. Ain't that a shame? Ain't that a shame? You the one to blame. Actually, maybe he's not responsible for this, which is kind of nice. His name tag says Charles. As Charles shuffles out of the break room, maybe flattens himself against the wall. Maybe slips out after him. He never notices the door hangs open a second too long. Maybe he's out in the public area of the bank. People are waiting in lines for the tellers, complaining about the lack of cell phone reception. People are waiting in line for the tellers, impatiently fingering deposit slips and driver's licenses. None of them have any idea the bank has been robbed. Maybe he waits for someone to enter the revolving door from the street, and then he's out on Madison Avenue. Shaking with excitement. He did it. They couldn't stop him. They had no idea. Cameras all over the place, a teller right next to him, and they never even noticed. He's grinning like a madman, wishing he could laugh out loud. Maybe he fights the urge to sprint away from the bank. He takes it nice and slow, looking both ways at the intersection. There's a lot of foot traffic in Midtown. He has to watch his step or he'll blunder into someone. The rush is incredible. His whole body is ringing with a surging, got away with it feeling. Even better, for once, he doesn't have to keep this shit to himself. He's got a partner in crime waiting for him at the pits. He's got a beautiful girl to bring it all home to. $90,000. $90,000 he doesn't even have to feel bad about. It's all insured. FDIC, motherfucker, maybe whispers. Okay, cool. I like that. All right, cool. So we got through a couple of chapters right there. We got to chapter 29, Born Losers, everyone. I don't have a lot of my editing homies active this morning, so I'm not going to venture too far without my party of adventurers. So that is 1,430 words, and we didn't spend too long on this. Yeah, those chapters are in good shape on their own. So let's do 1430, chapter 27 and 28, and if I can vanish for a hot second, boop. Yeah, we were only on the air for 45 minutes. It's got to be like the shortest editing session ever. But we got a couple of chapters. I have other writing type work that I want to do today, so I'm not going to spend too long on this. And also, like, after a show, I don't go too crazy with the editing. So yeah, everybody have a good day. There's going to be more editing tomorrow, more editing the day after that. We will keep editing until this guy is done.